As featured Woodstock performers, The Who closed the second night of the festival.
Talking about my generation, baby.
The Who's career would go on to include 30 albums, more than a dozen gold records, countless hit songs, and an induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. While fans may have loved them, within the group there was conflict.
The arguments will always seem to be about the same thing. Usually Roger couldn't hear himself singing. Roger just kept telling me to turn down. Every night he'd tell me to turn down, and I turned down. At one point at the Houston Astrodome, he shouted at me on stage to turn down, but obviously the people in the audience saw it, and I thought, well, this is enough, I can't take it anymore. I took my bass off and threw it on the ground and said, you play the thing. It was much better that we smashed the equipment than smash each other back in the dressing room having an argument.
On stage, though, John anchored the band. Between Keith Moon's frenzied drum playing and Pete Townshend's rhythmic guitar work, John had to carry the melody on his bass. In the process, he revolutionized rock bass playing. With the release of Who's Next and Quadrophenia, The Who seemed unstoppable. But on September 7th, 1978, their world changed forever. Drummer Keith Moon died from an overdose of sleeping pills.
Keith was like my kid brother. We hung out a lot. We shared the same car. We shared the same room when we couldn't afford separate suites and stuff like that. So, yeah, it was a bit part of my life that disappeared, and a part of my music that disappeared as well, because we played so well together.
Though The Who continued without Keith, their music was never the same.
Keith's death affected the music quite a lot. It actually meant that The Who didn't have that crazy driving force.
Drummer Keith Moon, or Moon the Loon as he was known, was replaced by the more disciplined Kenny Jones.
Kenny Jones was a much tidier drummer, so the music changed considerably. We cut so many of the old songs out, and it was a mistake not to play more rock and roll. Suddenly, we started disappointing our fans by not playing rock and roll anymore.
In 1984, after more than 20 years together, The Who called it quits. So where is John Entwistle now? John's still making music. While he's reunited with his former bandmates over the years, John enjoys performing with his own group.
I'm just a kid with a bass guitar, burning ambition.
John has recorded 6 solo albums as well as 2 records with the John Entwistle Band, including the soundtrack for the animated series Vampires.
Sit up all night with a baseball bat, that bulky man ain't gonna get me.
And 1999's Left for Live, recorded during the band's Left for Dead tour. John has also been busy drawing his rock and roll cronies. Since designing The Who's 1975 album cover, he's found a new way to express himself.
It started off as a relaxation from the music, and now the music tends to be a relaxation from the art. It works both ways.
John has also collected a castle's worth of guns, armor, and vintage cars, though he still refuses to get a driver's license.
I prefer to drink, not drive.
As for those other 2 guys, Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey, Who fans know about their musical adventures. But the duo have also been enjoying some extracurricular activities. Pete's busy writing his memoirs. And in 1998, Roger starred as Scrooge in New York City's Madison Square Garden theater production of A Christmas Carol. As for John Entwistle, 3 decades after he first recorded with The Who, he's still making history.
I choose to think that, okay, I've got a place in history, but I want it to be bigger because I'm getting better and I'm still doing it.
In fact, in 1999, history repeated itself when John Entwistle went back to perform at Woodstock 30 years later.